INumerable, we get the list, and in iQueryable, we get the data one by one. Am I right?
In INumerable, it's only forward we can traverse, but in iQueryable, it could be bidirectional. Both ways.
Actually, iQueryable, it is connected, so it will directly communicate with your data source, right? Like LinkU, SQL directly connect with your data source. And in INumerable, it will communicate. It is a disconnected, so it will communicate. It will work on the memory part only. You got? So in the INumerable, you will not, maybe you will not get the latest data, but in iQueryable, you will get the latest data.
Okay, Pankaj.
And whenever we write LinkU query, we have to take care about expression, the like where I need to put where condition and where I need to put where and from, in. So these things we need to take care. Only syntax we need to see. And whenever we go for the interview, interviewer also asks the same thing, right? He said that, hey, can you write a LinkU query? So first we need to take a namespace. And some of the things we have like filter, sorting, grouping, and we have like one important question, first or default. So anybody who can explain that, what is the difference between first or first default? Anyone? Like we have another single or default. Anybody who want to speak about it?
In first or default, if if we are having the result, then it will we will get the result, and if not having the result, then it will we will get the default one. But in case of the if we don't have a result, in case of first, we will got the error.
Means is the first default just handle the null value. That's the main thing actually. But in the first function, so if it doesn't get the record, so it will just return the error. So it doesn't handle the any null values. So that's the main reason.
Yeah. Then we have yeah, Vikas, continue.
Then I have one question. Then why we use the first? Why we always use first or default? Okay, because it handles the null value.
We can use the first only when we are sure that result is always there.
It's okay, but why we use the only first? In what case we use only first?
Means first is using for only one for at least one result is there. In
how
first.
you can how you can know you have only one record is there?
So that's why we have the first default. So that's why we have. So
if there is a two things, first or default, then there must be some reason why they why use the two things.
Yes.
Actually, in first or default. Yeah, in first or default same as a first. In first default, there is a throw exception. In exception, whenever return some null value.
Actually, there is a one example suits because you have the two things. There is a in the string part. Sorry to guys. Actually, I'm just going to the string part. String topic. So there is a two methods. One is the whenever you just convert the string in the anything in the string. So you notice you use the toString. So that's the thing. And second method is the convert dot string. So this is the also the same related, so because you have the two method there also. So because convert dot to string also handle the null, but whenever you using the to string, so it doesn't handle the null. So it's dependent on you which method you are using and which method is suits your, because it's depending on you. So that's the better example to understand the first and first or default.
Right.
Maybe,
Whenever we
maybe
are
when
continue.
yes, continue. Maybe when we want to throw some exception in case of not having records, then we can use the first.
Like the same
Continue, Pankaj,
statement.
sir.
Same statement, when we know our business logic, like how the data is moving in my project, we are sure that when I'm sure that only some record will come, 100% some record will come, right? Like we can say that company detail will always in the master table. So in that time, we will use the first, because if I will compare the time taking, then first will take less time, because in the first they are not performing the task of null handling, but in the first or default they are performing the task of in 1 and 2 line as a null handle also. So slowly it will execute, it will take some millisecond. So that is a things that when we are sure that 100% it will, some value will come, then we will use first. And same way we have a single or single default. Same way we have last or default. Anyone have question on this? First, last, single, and 3 of these have the default also. Yeah, Gurdas, you got the answer?
I'm not satisfactory.
Okay, let me explain you again. So what I'm saying that suppose in my project, my company detail will always come, right?
Right.
So whenever I will fetch the query for my company, then it will always come. I am damn sure, because we have hard coded into the table. I am sure that 100% record will come, and I have to give the first record. That time what we will do,
Right.
we will write single first, because in the first, in the internal, first is what? It is a kind of delegate. First, it will handle it will not handle the null value, and you are sure that null value will not there. So first will execute faster, but in case not record will come, if you are using first, it will give the error. So if I want that I should not write the code of error, then we should use the first or default, means it will return the null. Now you got?
In suppose in my database there is a duplicate record, then what will come?
Only first record will come. Whatever will be the first record, that will come.
I think the main reason is that whatever the first record it will show.
No, first record will come in case there is no record. Right?
In case there is a no record, then it will give the error.
Right.
If record is found and more than one.
Yeah. Then it will give the first record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Right,
you
right.
are good to go. Next.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay. Now, I always have question, right? No need to hesitate, because if we have doubt, like if I have doubt, then I will put the question. Yeah.
Actually, these are the tricky question.
Yes, and tricky question, always we get the solution when we do discussion as a group discussion.
Right.
Then we have skip, tag, concatenate, empty, to array, to list, to dictionary, cast. These are the operator which we are using in LINQ. So next question from my side. that what is the difference between let and where? Anybody? Let me share my screen also. Yeah, anybody who want to explain? Anyone as a volunteer, please?
In case of where, it will check the data type at the compile time, and for dynamic it will set the data type at the runtime.
Okay. And Ajay sir?
Yeah, in where declaration is must when where variable is declared at that time. But in dynamic there is no required to initialize value or some database
I
declaration.
think let is in JavaScript variable declaration.
Okay. Yeah. And we cannot
Hello.
find link you?
Yes.
Hello, yeah, Pankaj. Actually, lat is present in the C sharp. Actually, I never use lat in the C sharp.
Okay.
Actually, I lat use in the jQuery, so that's why I'm asking to you.
Yeah.
Lat is available in C sharp.
No, I'm asking.
No,
Only. I'm asking. Maybe yeah, we can say that
let is
here, but I'm asking the difference between let and where.
Okay.
Here we
Actually,
have
if you are talking about the lat where, as per the jQuery, so it's a difference in terms of the scope of the variable.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking to you. Actually, lat is available in the C sharp or not? Actually, I
No,
never
it is not.
It's not
That is
available.
my mistake. It is not.
Yeah.
One we have block scope, another we have global scope, right?
Global scope.
Yeah.
So
So let represent
let will be the
let represent
block scope, and where will be the global scope,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens, and this was my mistake. Okay, I really sorry, but we.
No, Pankaj,
Yeah.
no need to say sorry and
Yeah.
don't say.
Then next question we have.
Maybe
Yeah, continue, Rajit.
it can be happen in the interview session also.
Yeah, it happened actually.
Maybe some interviewer can judge it. Yeah.
we are confused like
yes.
Pankaj sir, we are confused like it is mutable or immutable.
Yeah, like we
Actually,
will discuss that
actually
also,
they
right?
will try, maybe. Yeah, actually, maybe possible they will try to confuse for the topics. It's available or not something.
Right.
So
anybody who want to explain about where and dynamic? Anyone?
In concept means
Yeah.
regarding sharp or means what?
In C sharp.
Yeah. Actually, for the term of the where, if you are talking about the where, so it's necessary to initialize the value at the time of the declaration, but in the dynamic not. And whenever you are just assigning the value in the where, so it's I think it's not possible to change the type of the variable, means the in terms of the data type. So I think that's the two difference.
Right.
I know.
Anybody? Maybe somebody want to repeat same also. We will listen.
One more point, like in case of where we can get the intelligence, but in case of dynamic we can't get the intelligence.
Right.
And
Sorry, actually, what type of intelligence?
what like
Actually, I
suppose
don't
we are
know.
having a class and we are getting data from like link queue, then we can get the intelligence. Like for the
Okay.
properties.
Okay. Thank you.
Like here, I have written here, right? Date time. We can write here date time dot to string.
Now.
Okay, yeah, now right. And then I can write here k equal to. This is my mail ID also. So if somebody want to give my mail ID, you can hit from here. So here, what it will do, whenever it will run, first their data type will be integer. Then when it will come to this line, it will refresh, means it will do the restructuring. Then it will keep its data type as a string. Then again, it will keep their data type as a date. Then again, it will convert as a string. But here, once we have initialized the value, it will take only that data type. Means here it will not take the decimal also. But I can change their value also. Let's take another example. If I will assign it as a string, then it will take strings only. When I try to assign integer, it will give the error. So here we have explicitly type conversion issue, and here it will convert implicitly. Explicitly it will convert, and here I have to convert. Means forcefully I can assign. Forcefully in the sense I can write here two string. But compile time
Basically,
100%
where
we
is
will get the error. Compile time
where is
will
the
be different.
statically or a compile time?
Yeah, compile time it will work, but at run time, when I will execute this, then we will get the error. And then we have another as a static and read only. So anybody who want to, anybody who want to give some highlights about this.
So basically, static means we cannot change the value of anywhere means throughout the application. Once we initialize the value, means remains same throughout the application. But means read only we can change the value in a constructor only once.
No. Actually, for the static one, actually, whenever we are just using the static value, and it will be, you can say scope, and you can use the same value, and you can change the static value as well anywhere in the application.
Right.
And whenever you are talking about the read-only memory, so basically you can't change the value except the constructor.
No, I think we can't change.
Static
No,
basically
actually you are
preserves the
talking
value.
about actually you are just thinking about the constant, I think.
We need to initialize the value for the static, and we can't use change throughout the application.
Actually, Pankaj, just throw some lights on the static words. There is some little bit confusion on the static, so
Okay.
just explain or.
So whenever we have a static, we can assign the value at a time, and we can change later on. And whatever the value I will change, that it will change in their address. I will contain only the reference, and value will get changed in the reference. In the read only, we can change the value only when in the constructor change this value. In the const means once I will declare a variable const, at that time I have to give the value, and in the const variable we cannot change. And these two will be called by the class object, and this will call by the class name.
Okay, got it. I talking about constant. Sorry.
Yes. That's why I'm telling you, actually you are just thinking about the constant.
Right.
Anybody want to repeat the same thing? Most welcome. Gurdas?
Okay, I will explain. Say static means we need to initialize the value, and it will change means anywhere in the application, right? And once this change means it's change the address itself, right? Pankaj?
Right, and we will do the changes into their address, means I will contain only the reference, and
Right.
this variable will get called with the help of class name.
Okay. Right. And read only means we need to initialize, but we can change in only the constructor. Right.
And that
Yes,
will get
yes,
checked
yes.
only once.
But not in static constructor, I think. Public constructor only.
Right, because the static constructor take only static value, and that will fix,
Yes.
and that will not
Yes.
parameterize also.
Right. That's why. And the constant is means we need to initialize value, and it will never change throughout the application.
Yes. Basically,
Right.
static is like if we want to share a common value throughout the application, then we can use the static keyword. So once it is like we change the value, then it is available for the global scope.
Yes, you can say means it's the singleton like that, right? You can use anywhere as a single.
Yes, single copy of a variable.
And whatever the value will change, that will change only in their address, because it is a reference time, right?
Right.
Yes.
So should we move any other topic which you want to discuss in this? Okay, so-
Pankaj, one recent question.
Yeah, please.
Pankaj, one recent question I just interviewer asked to me before some time. Means we have sync and async controller, right, in MVC,
Right.
right? So in async controller, how we can means restrict the deadlock? Means if deadlock is occur, how we can means avoid this? Because it's multi-threaded, right?
Right.
So maybe means at any point deadlock will occur. So how we can means avoid this?
So anybody?
Anyone,
want to-
please?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think so. Whenever you are talking about the multi-threading, so it will be a deadlock. Deadlock will come whenever deadlock comes into the picture when you are just doing some tasks in the one thread, and that thread is just rolling up, and that's the thing. So if you are talking about the multi-threading and async, I didn't read anywhere to deadlock of the multi-threading or something. So if I'm wrong, just correct me. I also don't know about this.
So can you
Because
repeat your question
async,
again?
whenever you are just talking about the async, so you can say it's just a that task is just run on the separate thread. So what the scenario can happen to deadlock?
Hello?
Don't know
you
actually.
repeat, please? Question?
Hello?
Yeah.
No.
Pankaj, the question is means in async controller, suppose multiple requests means coming, right? And they
Okay.
are means accessing some database, right?
Right.
So maybe means they are inserting some record, right?
Right.
So one record is means at the time of inserting, second request is coming and they are trying to access the same resource, right? So
Okay.
in that case means maybe deadlock is occur.
No,
I mean try to understand that way.
in the async,
Uh,
right? Whenever you are using async, you have to use await also. So there is a no deadlock situation.
But actually,
that's
that's why I'm trying to understand what the scenario of the deadlock in the async thread, because you are talking about you are accessing the database in the multi-threading, means multiple requests you are getting. So you are just requesting something in the one thread, and you are inserting something in the database, and task is completed, and you are so just left understand ki, it's return something, and thread would be complete, and you are just requesting something in the second thread, and is just returning something to thread would be complete. So deadlock, in what case deadlock can happen?
I am also not understand the question here, means, but means recently
Maybe
one of the
you can ask, or you can just discuss this type of things, because That's why I'm not trying to understand what
No,
actually
we
what
need
he
to
was
understand, right? We have to
listen to.
understand that the question is that can you repeat your question again, please?
Means interviewer asking me means we have using async controller, right? Sync and
Okay.
async controller, right? MVC.
Okay.
If we are using async controller and at any point means deadlock is occur, how can handle? How we can handle means? So I just said means using same await keyword we are means, but means he's not satisfied. I think he's
Okay.
talking means again one or two times. And then I said means no sorry.
Hello, Pankaj.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you use async or await, and inside the one method, like the database, using the one method, which is the database accessing or something, and then the log property is there. So that time they maybe the deadlock, not deadlock. That means they can give
Concurrency, concurrency you are talking about, but actually interval question is not this. Actually,
No.
interval question is for the deadlocking.
Yes, I also means said same thing. Means, if we are means accessing same resources, right? Suppose same
Yes.
tables. I am said means saying that we are using locking, right? We are using locking
Yes,
some
yes,
mechanism.
yes.
So if any resources accessing the table, we are just lock the table. Once the
Yes.
means transaction is done, we are means unlock the table, right? So I will explain
Yes,
that
yes.
way using
No,
await as well.
Lock, I'm not talking in lock in database. Lock is the
async
property that you can use in any method. Like when you execute that method, then you can log. That means they that method will be execute one by one, not async.
Okay, means it will execute a
Yeah.
sequential manner, right?
Yeah, yes, sequentially. So log property available in the C#,
I think C#
LOCK
version
log
6.
and
Right.
yeah.
Yes,
So
please
I
go ahead.
have
Log,
shared
then
one
they
here
will be execute one.
that here it is saying that how to handle the deadlock situation in ASP.NET Core. Means this question is right? The interviewer which asked this question. And here the solution it is giving that as the mentioned in the comment, but with the latest changes, it also contain a public task property. Do you think this could have side effects when ASP.NET Core try to serialize it? Yes, it will. The framework will try to invoke the property to get the value for serialization, and the property means we need to use this task here. And then mixing async as blocking call, then we can declare as a block with the help of result and wait. So can cause the deadlock and should be avoided. So here it is saying that we can use this. Same example they have given here.
I think the example you explained is almost good to go, because if you have asynchronous action method in your C# code, so then you use another method which is not asynchronous. So and you have calling it in your async method with dot result. So that would cause a deadlock in your asynchronous method. As you open the tab which is Stack Overflow, you can see he is using dot result which calls synchronous, not asynchronous calls. So that could cause deadlock. And if you remove dot result after the method, you should make this method also asynchronous, then there will be no deadlock in your action method.
So here it is saying that when deadlock can come, right?
Yeah.
So here they are getting the dot result, which we have discussed in Stack Overflow. So we can use here dot result. So
Yeah. This dot result would cause deadlock because it's not asynchronous call. It will be synchronous. So
right.
you should make this call also asynchronous by using await.
So now maybe it is clear to us also, right? Wait async.
Yes, yes.
Because you know that whenever a new question comes, right, that time we feel surprised, but we should just jump into and then try to analyze that, hey, maybe that question come in front of us also. Then we will at the same position when the same question will come in front of us, right? So this is the deadlock situation as we see in Bangalore and Gurugram, right? Sometime in Noida also. So how many person have faced this deadlock situation in as a traffic jam? Hello, everybody can hear me, right? Hello, Rajat.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so
yeah, we can hear you.
You can see my screen also, right?
Yes, yes.
So this is deadlock situation, right?
Issue.
There was
Hello.
some network issue. Yeah, now you can hear me. So
yes. Yeah.
Then we have done little bit about link queue, right? So the next, which was the optional topic, and that is, can someone explain that?
Pankaj sir.
Yeah.
Can someone elaborate about the repository pattern?
Okay. Can someone?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can explain. Repository pattern is something like you if you wanna use your code if you don't wanna repeat your code in same project. I mean, if you have like CRUD operations, you can make it in a repository. For example, you have account controller and product controller and category controller. So when you're gonna write category CRUDs, then you must repeat the same code in your product controller. So repository, in this case, our repository pattern comes in where you just need to you just need to define your CRUD operation at a separate repository, and you can call the repositories in your controllers, and then you can perform your CRUD operation easily. So repository pattern is something like a separate I mean, interface. You have interfaces and classes. In interfaces, you just declare your methods like add, delete, update, and all methods which is related to CRUD. And you have service where you inherit your interface, and where you define your CRUD operation, define your CRUD operation, and these CRUD operation will call in your each controller which you have in your project. So that is the repository pattern.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We can say like it is a like middle layer between the business logic like controller or between the Dell.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
database.
Yeah. Actually, data access layer, which is our repository pattern. Data access layer. In data access layer, we define our repositories. Then you can call those repositories in your controllers.
Okay.
And also, I have a question here. Is that as we discussed about object, sorry, dynamics and object. Can anyone tell me difference between object and dynamic? Actually, we discussed dynamic, and
Okay.
can anyone explain
We
about
will come into this.
object type?
First, let's clear about repository. We will come on object and dynamic. Okay. So repository is basically like
Okay.
we do the coding, like we do insert, update, delete, get by ID and all, right? What we wanted to do, we want to define the logic
Okay.
at one place as a generic logic for insert, update, delete. And then we will call this repository, like my request will come to controller, and then controller will communicate with the repository, and then my repository will communicate with the database. So this is the work of repository. So any doubt here related to repository?